Hi, Sages. If you'd like to come on in and have a seat for some symbolic support, a little smudge there for you if you would like to take that in. Here's your ink blot made in your name and essence we did earlier in October, and we have now flipped it for perspective possibilities. So feel free to take a screenshot so you can scry on your own time and terms for shapes and symbols that speak to your psyche and psychic senses. We'll add on Tarot and Oracle, and we have the Ghost Tube here kicking for any audio additions that may inspire or irritate. Receive or release freely, of course. I feel very rushed. I don't know why. Sages. So let's take a moment. You know the drill. If you'd like to join me, if not, feel free to fast forward. To close the eyes, cleanse the palette of perception, releasing the race and the rush. Activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support. The Sagittarius aura. Thank you for being my muse, for holding space for me to share my insights and allowing me to be a guest in your aura. Sages. Okay, I just heard, what would you do for a Klondike bar? I don't know. It's like an old school ice cream bar. I love it. Ooh, I'm seeing bells. Bells, if bells mean anything to you. I'm also seeing a bear. Bells and bears. I feel like a lot is coming in to help. I feel like I've been through something. Not gonna lie, I feel like I've been through something. Okay. This may not be everyone's scry story, and if it's not yours, that's okay. Release freely, but thank you for holding space for others to receive it. I feel like my wings have been torn off in, sorry, I'm going to scooch up here, in a judgment. I don't know if this judgment is of myself or from somebody else. I also feel as though my eyes have been burned by scorn.
Can you feel me?
And now I am seeing, I'm up here again. I'm seeing the little baby Yoda from The Mandalorian. I have risen above such scorn. I don't know if there was a nasty opinion said or a face-off. I'm seeing like the movie Face-Off. If somebody was, you know what I mean, like in this social media world, or even in just plain old word of mouth. Hold on. So you just hold on here. I am better for it. But it kind of hurt. It kind of hurt. Yeah. I was forced to look at something or someone a certain way. Like, sorry, the certain way I felt like was at me. And I realized I couldn't change that because it served something. I just kind of feel like I didn't know. I didn't know. I'm seeing a flag. I don't know if it's like a white flag of surrendering, like Sages, if you surrendered to your knowing of that, like this isn't for me to change, but I'm like here to learn from it. And I'm seeing Gargamel from the Smurfs. Sorry if you can't hear me, but I feel all very like leaned back in your reading, so I'm going to go with that. Thank you. You know, sit back and get cozy.
Buy me a coffee.
Oh, thank you for your support. And for those who do like, share, and subscribe, like you warm my haunted heart. I surrender into something, this Gargamel. This teddy bear is curious. It's reminding me of a teddy bear I've had since I was a kid. It's like white and fluffy. And it's served in so many ways to soothe. Now, it doesn't have to be an actual teddy bear. It could even be like an ethereal or energetic teddy bear, something, a space within your aura that holds companionship. I don't know if something went awry with a friend or a childhood friend. But now I'm being talked to, because I'm being talked to kindly by the surrendering spirit. So my essence of surrendering, open space for the spirit to come in. And there's some sort of congratulations, and as well some sort of like rearranging or energy. Like maybe you went for therapy.
It's cold.
Or you went for, Reiki, universal energy, something along that lines. But I feel like inevitably, because it brought me into yoga, shavasana pose, corpse pose, I just surrender. And not that that has to be the way surrendering is expressed, but that's how I'm seeing it. I surrender and I'm open to receive from specifically this spirit that understands what I've been through. Like the Yoda creature again. I'm seeing a goat up at the top here. Yeah, it is a goat, but it's
Keep recording.
I want to say like a young goat, and I don't mean that because it's young, but it's kind of nice because I'm starting to feel playful again, sages. I'm starting to feel playful in the consideration of something. And I know, sages, or at least I can say that when I'm amidst the Sagittarius aura, it feels like there's a deep knowing within that constantly burns life force. And it feels very sacred, and it feels very protected. But then when I see this fire kind of like shoot up sometimes, maybe it's, playful fun, your friends, whatever the case may be. And those sparks from the fire
Sit down.
kind of go wily. And maybe that hasn't been able to happen for some time. Or you've been in the somber smoldering mode for a little bit. And now I'm starting to get a little bit, because I'm in control. I'm seeing like joysticks. I'm in control. Guide of Souls and 9 of Birds. Like, look at that coloring. And when we were up there with the goat, the Guide of Souls, like you are being guided through the energy, Reiki, universal energy, chakras, rays, call them what you will. Something about 9 lives as well, and hummingbirds coming through. Somebody's marriage might have, maybe that's what happened. Somebody's marriage may have dismantled, is what I'm hearing. Whoops, I'm sorry. I just like smashed that mic. Higher ground. And there's the kind of like that goat right in there. The pylons. Like you are protected, especially when you take the higher ground, Sagittarius. But it feels like a small space up there. But because maybe you're drawing in the Capricorn energy, or maybe you're dealing with the Capricorn, you understand the language. You understand that the higher, the ability of the goat, the energy of the goat. Maybe you're talking to a Capricorn. Well, I'm a Capricorn, so hi, how you doing? But you know what I mean? To stay there and hold the space feels small. Like you're just standing on a stool to see.
Attic.
Yeah, in the attic. And I want to place like right in there. Whoops. Bells and bears, bells and bears. Tick tock, tick tock. Cuckoo clock. It was time. It was time. Okay, one moment. Sorry, sages. What else am I seeing here? Seeing 3D glasses. Eggs. Like the nest. Oh, these are underground. So these eggs are like seeds that are underground. So I don't know, maybe if there's hidden money somewhere. You've put something away for a rainy day. These are seeds that are swelled and they're getting ready to express in reciprocity. Five of Cups, Six of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles.
Please go.
This is what I feel like we were just talking about with the Five of Cups. Especially if there is some sort of relationship, any sort of resonance or relationship, maybe it was a job loss, best friend, childhood friend, marriage, something dismantling, but then getting money, like the eggs, the seeds of eggs underneath. It's to be balanced and fair. Perspective complicates that. There's some sort of strategy.
Fire.
There's some sort of strategy. Sorry. There might be a third person involved in this as well. Yeah, I saw the Eight of Cups on the bottom as well. You might be walking away from this. Again, driving. Okay, you know how in The Mandalorian, there's the Mandalorian who has the Baby Yoda, and forgive me, I can't remember his name right now. But it's like there's somebody else, like the Baby Yoda has a friend. The Baby Yoda has something to care for and nurture. So maybe there's a child involved. Lying, cheating, stealing, maybe, perhaps. And ensuring I'm not reacting in that and doing the exact same thing. So if there's something done, bad mouthing or whatever, you know what I mean? Whatever this is. The higher ground seems to be of importance. And with the Five of Cups, Six of Pentacles, there's strategy. I'm not sure where the strategy is happening. But nonetheless, I can stay in the moment here of the sages that I am strategizing to not reciprocate the same sort of trickery or gameplay that isn't fair, like it's rigged. I'm doing my best to ensure all is okay, so I'm not being hung out to dry. And nor do I want to hang the other person out to dry. But there is a moving on. There is absolutely a moving on. If there was some sort of lying, cheating, stealing, and while I'm on the higher ground, maybe you're switching jobs because there was something going on. You're like, this game is rigged. This game is rigged. So-and-so knows, so-and-so knows, so-and-so. And, you know, it seems to be like there's no way to get through. Or you've taken the blame for something at work. And you're like, no, I'm moving on here. I'm moving on. The number 7 seems
Libra.
pretty important. And you have the Magician here coming out. Yeah, Libra's in there as well, for sure. The balancing of it. And it's like, I feel that no matter what's happening, even if it's emotional, like in a friendship, companionship, marriage, money, some job, I feel as though the next round, or I'm going to ensure, if I haven't put something away for a rainy day, and not because I'm expecting something bad to happen, because I feel I want to be really responsible, so that I have some wiggle room to drive
Pitch and back.
around obstacles or I want choice, and to ensure that I feel free to have choice and I'm not a prisoner of something based on what seems to be money. And I want to know what the Libra here as well, because there is like the scales on the hand. I don't think we're talking about chump change here, but I feel like when I'm putting stuff away, not, for a rainy day, or maybe I'm going to save up to go for a really nice healing, a spa day, or I'm going to go for the greatest golf day ever and I'm going to get a membership or something, because it's like I'm elevating myself, especially if you've taken a new job as well. I feel like you inevitably took the higher ground and you'll receive more money for that, because now you're going to uphold. You're not going to put up with this. That may have happened before. You'll heed the signs. You'll heed the signs.
He told me.
Seeing something about dentures. I'm also seeing the spider, but like just like maybe it's not a spider. It could be like a mantis or something like that, but or like an earwig, and they have pincers. The point is they have pincers. Somebody might be dealing with a cancer. Did I say that you notice that you have the magician here? Because the magic does happen. The magic does happen. You make it happen. When I'm like, so this is where I'm at right now. It's like in this line right here. If you're in a phone, you can zoom in to see this little thing here, and then right here. Give me a moment.
I want one.
Yeah.
Buried.
Yeah, there are. Something's buried. Something's buried. Could be those eggs, those seeds. They're protected by crocodiles or mad dogs. I don't know which one they are. I'm seeing Grinches. Somebody might have been really stingy.
Dog.
Really stingy. Okay, so this is where I'm at when I was in like that underground little tunnel here. I'm seeing Sage is your aura from the crown come out all the way under the ground. Under the ground. Where I'm sitting specifically, and it feels like I'm in a traditional meditative pose that, is pretty popularized, but not the only one. But I am sitting, and I'm sitting on like a pad or a pocket or a very particular spot that I seem to be able to go to a lot because it like reaffirms something. So each time I come back to this spot, sitting or laying, supine, anything that feels good, I'm reaffirming something. And it becomes easier and easier to come into that state. And there's like shamanic,
Aquarius.
almost, okay, so they're spirit animals. That's what it is. And it's like being a car on a hoist, and there's people working under it. And they can work with your root energy. Because they're receiving from your crown down.
Criminal.
They're receiving from that. So then they take your highest and use that to fuel the work they're doing on the root area. Does that make sense? Yeah, there's kind of like a violate. Like something just went on. Smooth criminal. Okay, closing out messages here for Sages. Thank you so much for being here, if I didn't say so already. For like, sharing, and subscribing. For being my muse. Donating, all the kind of good stuff. Financial security is on the bottom. Cultivated, created. We'll do this so you can, one last. If you see, sense, or feel anything, you know the drill. Please put it below versus listening to my yammering. So we have cut ties, divine guidance, and elixir of life. I feel like we've been speaking of something being cut ties. Much nicer way than I probably was rolling around psychonaut style, but nonetheless,
Maybe.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Yeah. But by doing so, by cutting these ties as cleanly as possible, and I am seeing them as like the 2 rings, so it does feel marriage oriented, but I also want to acknowledge commitment. Contract with the job. They were the big entity, you were the small entity, you know, whatever the case may be, or friendship from childhood. They always, maybe they're a little bit older than you, you're always a little bit younger, or vice versa. By severing this and realizing I am guiding my own divinity, guiding my own destiny by rearranging my fates. And I understand that takes time. But with the universal life force, Reiki energy, chi, call it whatever you want, and it's all beautiful and it is all of one of the same. This is what I'm refilling. And one of the effects, no, it actually doesn't feel like an effect of it. For some it may. For some it may
Only for you.
financial security. For others, I'm seeing like the financial security comes in. Again, you receive the money, the pay raise, the job change, you know, the separation kind of equilibrium. And that's security of some sorts, gives you something to build upon.
Aaron.
I'm not resting upon that. I'm building upon it. Because my past, whatever that time spent was in that job or with that person, was foundational one way or the other. Even though it might be ending or closing the door or that friendship, it's not, I don't want to disrespect myself looking at my past. I want to say, okay, this is how we're closing this out, and I'm going to build upon this. I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. And staying rooted and grounded in your integrity, because that keeps fulfilling, like the Yoda and the bear. Okay, sages, I'm going to let you go. I have yammered on way too long, but thank you so much for allowing me to be a guest in your aura, and for creating in your name and essence. So until next time, bye.
Library.